like you lost another one.
Hey guys, what's up? Keyshawn Chia here, and back at you with another alternate universe what if, and this will be part 5 of what if Deku was a male succubus. Now, I've been reading the comments, I've been hearing y'all commands, and I know what videos y'all want me to be doing. Now, also for this video, I know that I haven't been really uploading, so I really have no right to ask for any demands or anything. But if we get this up to 50 likes, I will do automatically part 6 today. In the other 4 videos I'm going to do today too, if y'all can get those videos up to 600 likes or higher, or up to 50 or 60 likes, I will do another part to these videos. All right, I'm going to do, and also this will be that 4th video will be a new what if, which is going to be with details of 18 only alternate universe. Okay, and it might be, you could say, a dark alternate universe for y'all guys. Now, the other 3 videos is pretty much this one, and also what if Deku had Nero's double trigger, and also the last one is going to pretty much be another part to the added of what if Deku was the devil, or probably what if Naruto was Sans. Depends on which one, if in the comments of y'all want me to do as the last 3rd video, okay? And the 4th video will be a new alternate universe what if, or dark one, you could say. Now, let's get to this new part, but let me go with a recap. Where we last pretty much left off is pretty much Deku getting Midnight, and you could say Midnight pretty much pregnant, and Inko calling Deku in and pretty much look at him in an angry, but you could say a little bit proud face. Now, let's get to the new parts. Now, Deku is pretty much explaining to his mom that it's a completely accident. He didn't mean to get them pregnant and stuff, which Inko's not having it and stuff. But this is where Deku gets a call from pretty much All Might, saying, and pretty much Awful One, saying that they're pretty much pregnant. Well, their water broke and they're pretty much at the hospital. Now, pretty much Deku drops his phone saying, "Mom, I have to go. I'll be back." Which, you could say pretty much Inko saying, "Where are you going? We haven't finished talking yet." Which Deku says, "Listen, I have to do this. There's very important matters right now, and I have to be there." Which Inko says, "Okay, but you better come back so we can have this talk." Now Deku runs immediately, or you could say take a portal and travels to the destination, and where All Might and All For One is pretty much having a child, because they didn't go to no hospital, because as like a superhero, and well, no one really knows All For One, so you could say like they only know that she wears a mask and a suit, and this All For One is pretty much wearing a different outfit. You could say a classy style dress, so it's out of her ordinary. But pretty much, he goes pretty much to the hospital where All For One and pretty much All Might is having pretty much at the same thing, giving the same birth at the same time, which the doctors are saying this isn't orthodox. How are they giving birth at the same time, and we have to put them together to pretty much to make sure these both babies get out in perfect ways, but they're so goddamn confused. Now, as pretty much the babies are coming out, Deku was there, holding both in their hands, which they're both squeezing Deku's hands tight, which Deku was saying, "This is a little bit stronger than I thought." But they're not breaking his hand, but it's much tighter than usual. Like if it was any other person, their hands would have been fucking folded, you could say. Now, pretty much, Deku is holding hands, and they're pretty much smiling that they're giving birth. to the baby, and the baby comes out of, you could say, the vagina. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but if y'all get more likes, I will put in more details of the sex and stuff in new videos and stuff, and also some old videos. I will put in much more details of sex and stuff because I know y'all like some details. I know y'all want to know what they did really do. How would they do it? Will they fumigate the boobs? Will they, tickle the pickle? Like you want to know the details. I will tell you details. Not wacky. Pretty much in like the unnatural sex ways. Now, pretty much. Uh, let's continue. Pretty much. The babies are born. Now these are pretty much, you could say, girls. Well, you could say they give out two babies. Off one pretty much births out two babies, and these are two girls, and they're twins. And off one pretty much birth out, you could say, three kids, and all three of them is pretty much, well, all three of them is twins. And I know what you're asking, are they boys? Uh, you could say no, because these are, you know, girls in this. I know you're thinking like, oh, you're going really that, you're going really that. They're gonna do something. They're gonna do something nasty and stuff. No, no, they could just have, you know, girls because he kind of had the he thought of like having girls, and his transform my wave, since someone had a my wave quirk, he can transform my wave in someone's stomach to mess with the DNA, and you can like he can stretch them out to like if he wants a boy or a girl, and pretty much he thought of like, oh, I want to have little girls to raise and show them that I can be like show to become a father, to show them that I can be the number one hero and they can follow their dreams if they're a girl. So because we're gonna say at the time like it was a lot of sexist shit, and uh, they say uh, like guys are better at hero work and better quirks, and women is just good at just showing their bodies and shit, and it's not really true because I don't really like that shit. That's just stupid. But let's continue. Pretty much uh off one female off one, and pretty much all my is pretty much holding their children, and they're just smiling, saying and looking at Deku, saying, "This is your child." Like, and Deku, smiling, crying, not tears of sadness, but tears of joy. Like he finally have children, but he just realized like, oh shit, I had children at a young age. Eh, it doesn't matter. It's not like anyone's going to care. Which this is where all the class of 1A comes in and saying, they're pretty much looking at the children, and this is where Razorhead says, "Huh, look like look like you, wow, look like you're finally a dad. Like you finally got someone pregnant, and it's the number one hero." And this other lady, which I don't know of, which she smiles and says, "Oh, which Deku is, saying, my bad. This is where Bakugo holds, pretty much holds, or should I say, grabs Deku's hand and put his, put his hand on her stomach. And it's pretty much saying, you haven't, and whispers to his ear saying, I have a secret to tell you, I'm pregnant too. Which Deku realizes, says, oh shit, I forgot. Which Deku pretty much says, let's talk quietly. Which he says, I'll be back off one, and All Might. Which they said, okay, come back soon so we can take some pictures. Which Deku says, alright. Bakugo is pretty much, saying that she's pregnant with Deku's child, and she's been throwing up for the last couple of days. Which Deku is saying, like, why you didn't tell me this? Which Bakugo is saying that she didn't know if she will love her. Well, he will love her and take care of the child and stuff. So she was about to just do it herself as an independent woman. This is where Deku leans in and you could say tongue kisses her in the most romantic way possible and saying, "Don't ever say that again. I will take care of you and I will support all of my children and all my wives." Which Bakugo is surprised, and she, could say gets wet at the bottom and saying, "Wow, I never had a man dominate me like this before. Regularly, I'd be the dominating person. Now, this is where Deku head back and takes the pictures and stuff. And we're gonna say that week, 1 week is over. But before that 1 week was over, Deku pretty much had fun taking care of the kids and stuff. And he read, and he also like Inko sat him down and explained to him about children taking care, and it's not going to be easy for him to take care of the children and stuff. This is where Deku says, "Oh, alright, no, Mom. I kind of have a quirk that can read like my wave read, and you can, and I can pretty much have all the, you could say, training like you did. I don't have tits, but you could say I can make my body give out milk, which this is where Inko says that's not necessary. Like your wives to do that for you, but you just need to, make sure to do your part." Which Deku says, "I know, Mom. I'll be the, I'll be a proud father." Which Inko smiles and says, "Okay, you better be." Now she switched her subject and says, "So what about the other superheroes you pretty much, the other heroes you got pregnant?" Which Deku says, "Ah, yeah, about that." Now that week is over, and they're pretty much in class, and Razorhead pretty much comes in and talks about the Hero Sports Festival. And this is where All Might comes in with holding the babies. And she's pretty much, is talking about like this is where all y'all show y'all quirks off and show that if y'all can be like qualified here to get sponsors and to get more training and better stuff in. Now, Deku is is a little bit smaller saying, "Yeah, I can finally, test out my quirk abilities, like my quirk and my powers, like all at once." Which this is why, well, everybody's excited, but they also, looking at Deku, forgetting that Deku is the father of all children, which the community, which the public doesn't know that doesn't know Deku is the father, and also Aquaman is like looking at the cameras while holding babies, holding you could say two girls, and saying, "So they going to the hero, like they're going to the Hero Sports Festival. I can't wait to see you go, honey." Which she smiles in a little bit of creepy smile. Now, Deku is getting a little bit goosebumps, saying, "Oh, I feel like my wife, one of my wives is watching me down to a camera." Oh well. Now the sports festival comes in. Now every other class, is pretty much is there, including class 1A, and they're all excited and stuff. Now this is where I forgot what class in like class 1A, but they pretty much they're pretty much talking their shit and stuff. But this is where raises head says, "You ready to do the speech and stuff?" Which Deku says, "Yeah, I'm ready." Now Deku walks up there and he's pretty much talking and saying, "Hello, all students and stuff. I know that y'all didn't get selected to Class 1A, but now is your chance to get selected in Class 1A because us students of Class 1A is right now doing an event, and if we fail at any of our events or get the lowest grade, we will get kicked out of school. So now's your chance to get to Class 1A and become one of us." But I'm not here to also talk that. I'm also here to say everybody have fun, do the best they can, and get the glory and show y'all quirks out and y'all unique ability of what it takes of y'all to become a hero and why y'all come here to become a hero. Which everybody decided stuff except for that one class that don't like him saying, "Oh yeah, of course, class will they giving out a lectural speech and stuff." Which Deku looks at them and says, "Oh, the class that got in a low class and talking shit because they hate the fact that class 1A is actually trying their best." Which everybody else is just laughing their asses off, including like the students in Deku class, and they're getting mad saying, "We're gonna make you regret that." Now, all the fences is the same. The race, Deku and everybody else is racing. They're getting first, including like Todoroki and female Bakugo. She's doing explosions to get ahead and stuff. This is where Deku is pretty much saying, "Okay, I want to try out these two quirks together." So he pretty much transformed himself into a werewolf because we're gonna say someone has a werewolf quirk, werewolf transformation, and he also infuse it with you could say speed, uh, like quick run, or you could say quick run, and he pretty much merged them together. And he started running, like blitzing everybody. And he makes it first, and he dodged bombs by using another quirk that calls star jump, which you can jump to stars if you can do it, but that can kind of modify it to only jump over the bombs. Now he jumps over the bombs and he pretty much lands and makes it first. He says, "Ha, looks like I'm first," which Todoroki is pissed, and Bakugo, she's a little pissed, but she's decided that Sorry if I said sometimes, but pretty much sided and went saying, "Wow, he beat me again." Now Deku pretty much gets the 100 headband and pretty much ties it up, which All Might is pretty much cheering for him on the seats while holding children. Which this is where I forgot this hero name, Flame or Flame, I forgot his name. I think overall or something. No, overall. That's a quirk, and that's also the villain. But Hellfire? He has the quirk Hellfire. I forgot his name, but pretty much he's a he's a she in this because I wanted him to be a she. So she pretty much is talking to All Might saying, "So who's the father of the children?" Which All Might is pretty much saying, "Oh, you don't. Oh, you don't. Oh, I forgot. You don't know because you hardly pay attention. But he's the father." Which she points down because the superhero was jealous, and her flames is lighting up in anger. Her hair is pretty much lighting up in anger, saying, "That little twig being my son," but she's getting angry and stuff, and lighting up the flame and stuff. And Deku's pretty much in the headband, pretty much waving at everybody, giving the hype. He has the quirk of hyping, so everybody who's cheering and stuff, they're even more cheering, even more hype, like even more like in the special force was saying, "Yeah, yeah, go class 1A, yeah," just like going crazy and stuff. So you could say some of them is like trying to rip off their shirt, and the teacher saying, "Please stop. This is not necessary." You could say like that. Now, Deku is pretty much trying to find a team, and he's pretty much looking around and stuff. And Todoroki is pretty much coming close to him and saying, "Well, I think I don't have anyone to really be in my school," which the girls chose Todoroki, saying he's mine and stuff. And everybody's just pretty much is team taking in. This is where Deku is saying, who should I have as my team? Which we're gonna say this is Mineta, Bakugo, Uraka, and we're gonna say someone else. We're just gonna say another class 1A student, but I forgot the other class 1A student. We're gonna say the person with the stupid, not the stupid. All their quirks are unique. I say the one with the lightning quirk with the 1,000 bullets. He put him on his team. Now, pretty much they're just trying to hope around and not go for any points because they already got the 100 points. Now, pretty much they're trying to figure out what to do and stuff. This is where Deku is pretty much saying, "I got this," and pretty much taps all of them, like tap one person, they all start to float. And then this is where they create a cloud, and this cloud has like standing properties, so you can stand on this cloud. And they're pretty much saying, "What did you do?" And Deku says, "Well, I made a pretty much cloud so no one can reach up here. Whoever can reach up here won't be available to reach us because the cloud will just push them away to win." Which they're pretty much saying, "Wow, that means can we get off each other?" Which Deku says, "Yeah, y'all can all chill. The rules didn't say we had to pretty much be together 100%. Unless we're on the ground and we separate, then we get kicked, get off. But if we're not, then we're all safe." Now, this is where one of the other classes is saying, "Well, that's no fair. That's cheating. Like, how about you come down here and fight us and stuff?" Which Deku says, "All right, if you insist," and he pretty much lands down. But instead of landing down on his feet, he's landing down by floating. And he says, "Does anyone want to get the 100 headband for me? I'm waiting." One of the two says, "Huh, you should not came down here," which he uses. We're gonna say he has a pretty much a laser being quirk where he shoots lasers. And he shoots a laser at Deku, which by the no, he gets by the time he gets thrown into a wall. He's like, what happened? Which no one doesn't know what happened, but Deku pretty much says, "You're probably thinking what happened to you." Well, pretty much, I hit you. You pretty much hit yourself. I didn't hit you with anything. Now, the guy with the laser beam is pretty much getting angry and saying, "You're right, bastard. You're dead." And pretty much fire another one, but this time bigger, and it just deflects off him. Now, you don't know what Deku doing. He's pretty much creating like you could say a clone, but this clone has the capabilities of deflecting. He's not deflecting with his mind or anything. He's using the clone, and his clone pretty much comes out his body and deflects anything. He could use his mind, but this one sounds a little bit cooler, kind of like Noob Sidebot, which I'm going to do what if later about that. But pretty much not the fourth one, but the fifth one, possibly all fifth videos today. But yeah, pretty much Deku is hitting him back 10 times harder with his laser. And everybody's saying, I don't want no beef with that. I don't know what he's doing. He's pretty much just dangerous. Which one person see and that person's terrifying and saying, yeah, we can't go and try to get that. He's going to destroy us. Which his team members are saying, what do you mean? I seen everything. I have time capabilities. I slowed down time to see what he was doing, to see if we can counter him. And clearly he does it. He has some type of thing that can deflects attacks. If I use my time stop ability or my time rewind to pretty much rewind our mistakes over and over again, which I can only do it 5 times. He's just going to. I saw my time fate, which I seen all our fates, and we lose every time. So I'm not going to rewind 5 times to waste it. I'm going to save it for the arena, which his team says, all right, whatever you say. Well, let's just get these other points that get in second. Now, pretty much, Deku got in first in his whole class and stuff. Now, up to arena. Everything goes the same. Now, this is where Deku is talking with. Well, this is where you could say Enether. I think that's his name. Enether, the one with the flame crook. Yeah, pretty much Enether. Her Enether. I said the name probably wrong, but Enether. Yeah, I think that's his name. But pretty much, she comes in the boys' bathroom to pretty much try to, you could say, criticize Deku and terrify him and try to make Deku, be afraid and not to, to doubt himself and stuff. Now, this is where Deku is pretty much looking at Enether. I said it wrong, but pretty much looks at her and says, "So, I heard you was superhero. I heard you was really great. I'm quite amazed of your quirk." But she pretty much saying, "Cut the bullshit." Like trying to do all this rest stuff. But Deku was saying, you're not really putting fear in me. Which she walks closer to him and trying to, put her flames on him until she falls and you could say lands on Deku and kisses him. Now, the kiss has a very instant effect, and also she touches grind. So, and I gotta say, Deku's grind is pretty big for a teenager, and she's pretty much kissing him. Could say tongue kissing him, pulling down his pants, and I'm gonna go in detail this time. And pretty much is taking off his shirt, touching his nipples, while Deku is, taking off her shirt and taking off her pants and panties. And you could say Deku penetrate the vagina. Now, Deku's going back and forth, you could say, and this is the 18 part. So, if you can't handle this detail, please get the fuck out the kitchen. This is getting spicier. And Deku was pretty much, going in and out, and he pretty much nuts in there. Now, Deku goes for round 2 and pretty much, put his penis in her butt and going in and out, and he nuts in that too. Now, and then pretty much, and Deku was laying together, and Deku is saying, "Oh, we only have 10 seconds left," like shit. Which and then pretty much gets dressed and pretty much tells Deku that, she be seeing him later. And Deku's saying, "Oh boy, what have I done? Ain't that Todoroki's dead?" No. Well, not Todoroki's dad, but Todoroki's mom. Shit, I'm really fucked this time. Todoroki's gonna kill me. Now, this is where Todoroki comes in and looks at Deku and asks if anything happened, which Deku says no. And Deku says, I'm gonna make you use your quirk, because it never. She asks for Deku to make his quirk, you know, make his quirk to be awakened so he can use both of his quirks. Now, the whole fight starts, and this is where you could say the fight with Deku and, I forgot the other kid's name, with his hypnotized question. When he asks a question, he makes you walk off the arena. Now, he's pretty much trying to ask Deku a question, and Deku says, "Oh, I got a question," and he says, "What is it?" What's 2 plus 2? And honestly, he says 4. Now he starts saying, what's going on?" And Deku is smiling, saying, "You got it right. Now please enjoy yourself and walk out the ring for me." Which he says, "I will," and walks out the ring. Before he knows, he says, "What happened?" Now, like the quirk he has when he asks people a question and it's too difficult, they pretty much fall off his hesitation. But Deku's quirk is a modification of his quirk. Pretty much, if you get the answer wrong, you get hypnotized, but like 100% guaranteed. But if you get it right, you get hypnotized, but you have a 50-50 chance to break out of it, which his brain wasn't 100% capable of doing it. So he got pretty much hypnotized, guaranteed. Now, like I said, all the fights is different. All the fights are the same, and this is where Todoroki and Deku has their fight. And Todoroki is pretty much using his ice, and Deku is pretty much just using his one for all quirk, and pretty much using his destroy smash, and pretty much destroy smashing the ice, and Todoroki is pretty much overusing his ice and freezing up. This is where Deku pretty much does his quirk cheer on and inspiration and stuff, and his talk speech, and pretty much says, "Todoroki, you idiot! It's not her quirk, it's your quirk. Use it as your own. Stop treating it like it's hers. It's your quirk." Which Todoroki thinks about it, and it goes to his brain, and realizing the fact that it's not her quirk, it's his quirk, and he starts to flame, and he says, "I should be thank you, Deku. You really haven't inspired me to use this quirk. I know it's not her quirk, it's my quirk." And he pretty much does both of them at the same time at Deku. And this is where Deku says, I'm glad you're using your quirk. Can't wait to see it go more at action." And pretty much Deku deflects it. Deflects the whole thing. And pretty much sends Bakugo flying into the wall. Not Bakugo, but Todoroki flying into the wall. It pretty much hits the wall and he falls down to the ground. And he's pretty much landing down saying, What did he do?" Now Deku is pretty much saying, I did it. Nice. This is where the fight's between Bakugo, and Deku goes. Now, him Bakugo, she's pretty much is terrifying because she's pretty much terrifying and saying, "I don't know what he did to Todoroki. He just straight up sent him flying. But I'm gonna make sure to defeat him to show him, no, to show my man that I'm strong enough." And pretty much, she unleashed her full potential. You could say a little bit more full potential of her explosions to pretty much let out big more explosion and pretty much use half her body parts, like her knee, to pretty much start explosions off there. Now, Deku is saying, "Well, shall we go, Kashan?" Which, this is where she says, "Let's go." Which, Deku gets hit by the explosion and gets sent flying back. Which, Deku is letting her win because he's not going to hit his future wife. And also, she told him that she's having a baby. He's not going to punch her and make sure she doesn't have a baby and say, "Oh, I'm going to make sure you ain't going to have a baby," and, do all that. No, he's not. He's just, throwing punches and stuff, and pretty much, acting like he's breathing hard, saying, ever since I and, breathing all hard, and people saying, what's going on? Why is he breathing hard? What's going on? What's happening? Which, awful, and she's saying, what's happening to what's happening to my teddy bear? Why is he breathing all hard, holding his chest? Which, he's acting like like he's like really in pain, and his stamina is running out. This is where Deku pretty much, gives Bakugo another quirk without her knowing. And this is stamina, you could say stamina's take, which she can take anyone's stamina and, give it to her herself and pretty much, make her explosions bigger, like dangerous. She can make her explosions into a fucking nuke if she wanted to. But she needs to like pretty much have people around her to take stamina from, and it will go to her, and she won't ever be tired or ever be like fabricated or like tired or like saying like none of that. She can keep using her quirk as long as someone around her. She can keep taking their stamina, and she can add it on her own and not like run out. You could say infinite stamina. Now Deku is gave her that quirk and saying, there we go. Now she going no. I just need to tell her that have she waken her another quirk like. Is she going to think that she has a second quirk and think she has a mutation, and she's going to be zero excited? Now, Deku was pretty much, breathing hard, saying, Kashan, do you have another quirk that you're hiding from me? Because I can't breathe, But the quirk's not really working on him because he already has an extra spirit quirk. But, she's thinking to herself, like, do I have another quirk? And she's thinking to herself, like, my mom did say our father had two quirks, which she's pretty much thinking, saying, I probably do. Maybe it's to take someone's stamina and stuff, but Deku is actually putting it in her head, like all the dots and stuff, so she can think what's her second quirk and stuff, and what's her father quirk. Her second quirk is her father's second quirk. Now, Bakugo's mom was looking and saying, "Huh, I don't remember her having a second quirk." Which, you know, Deku is saying, "I hope Bakugo's mom doesn't know that I pretty much give her a quirk." Now, Bakugo is saying, "Yeah, I do have a second quirk. It's to take," which she doesn't say her quirk name, says her second quirk, but it's kind of like stamina up, you could say, but pretty much, she's running an exploding Deku, which Deku is, trying to throw punches, but he's pretending that he's missing and stuff, and going fuzzy. This is where she does a big explosion, like a mass explosion, and sends Deku flying into the wall, which crashing hard, which all my end, and off one is off one, she's crushing, trying not to break the table while she's holding the children, saying, "It's okay. It's just the arena. Like they're just practicing. I'm not gonna kill her." Which all my saying, that's a little bit too much, don't you think? Which uh, you could say another is pretty much she's getting up and saying, "Yeah, that's a little bit too much." Which all my looks at another saying, "Why are you getting up and carrying?" But she says, "Oh, nothing," and sits back down. Which she's getting more wet because she remembered the whole experience of what Deku just did to her. So Deku pretty much at the wall saying, "All right, it worked," and he pretty much act like he's passed out. Which Bakugo, she gets down saying, "Oh my God, are you alright? I didn't mean use my two quirks on you. To be this powerful." She's about to cry. Which Deku says, "It's okay. Like it's okay. It's all good. Like I'm glad that you defeated me. Like this is how you're stronger than me. You have improved. But I'm gonna get stronger and try to beat you next time." Which she smiles and blushes at the kindness that Deku is showing Restorer instead of getting mad. Now Deku gets the second place medal, smiling at Todoroki, which Todoroki got the third place medal, and he's like looking down, but he's smiling, crying because he finally realized that's his own quirk and stuff, and it's not his mother's. And you could say pretty much Bakugo, she's getting excited, not getting mad, but excited, saying, "Fuck yeah, this is great. Fuck all those losers," cussing out a storm, which almost says, "Please restrain yourself, young Bakugo," which she's getting excited and stuff. Which Deku looks at her, smiles and says, "I'm really proud of you," and she blushes and says, "Yeah, thank you." Now the first special is in, and all the students are pretty much heading home and stuff. This is where Todoroki, you could say, stop Deku and says, "Hey, I just want to say thank you for helping me understand that it's not her quirk and stuff." Which Deku says, "Anything for you. It's just I really felt bad." Which Todoroki says, "Felt bad for what?" Which he says, "Nothing. That I just you know I realized you was having a struggle, and I just wanted to cheer you up and get you out of that thinking process." Which Todoroki says, "If you say so. See ya." Now, this is where Bakugo comes in and holds Deku hand. They're pretty much saying, "You ready to go home?" Which Deku says, starts smiling and says, "Yeah, sure. Let's go home." Now, if you're thinking Deku is like loving one person, no, he's a succubus. I'm gonna say he's a male succubus, and he loves all his women. And you could say male, but he's not. He's not going that way because he likes pussy. Now, pretty much he loves all his women. He marries all his women. Now, pretty much Deku is, you could say, at home with Bakugo, and they're pretty much hitting it off and doing it. You could say I'm not going to go in detail because the next part I will go in different details of all of it. And Bakugo is pretty much laying in the bed with Deku, and this is where Deku gets up and pretty much looking at his phone, and he sees that he got a text message from All Might and All For One together, and they saying like, "Come meet us," pretty much at this building, which is All Might's place, because Deku pretty much you know says okay and goes there. Now the babies are asleep in the craters, well, all the craters and stuff, you could say, and this is where All Might leans in and kisses Deku, tongue kisses him, and All For One does it too. And they're pretty much, saying, "We've been waiting for you. Like, you're ready?" Which Deku, smiles and says, "Yeah." Now, if you're thinking Deku runs out of stamina and stuff, nah. His stamina is infinite, my guy. Like I said, those quirks comes in handy. He doesn't get fatigued, my guy. His pull-up game is strong, but he can also make it weak to nut buster, right? Now, Deku pretty much, has this, thing doing it in a threesome, and on my own is pretty much laying in the bed with Deku, and Deku pretty much gets up about to pretty much go make some food for them until they bring him back and says ready for round two, which Deku says, "Oh, if you assist," and he does round two. Now Deku pretty much gets up and they're pretty much sleeping. He starts making food for them so they can wait. If when they wake up. Now, the babies start, I'm going to say only like two, three of them start crying now. I'm gonna say one is from All Might, and the other two is from you could say from One For All. Now they pretty much going. He's pretty much going after he's done cooking, and he looks at the children. He's pretty much, holding. You could say three of them. Then I know how you're asking. How is he holding three of them? Like I said, he has a clone, quirk, and he pretty much, pulls one out and he holds them, and he's pretty much smiling at them and saying, like, "These are my children. I'm really happy that they're here." Which you know the children, his babies start, the babies start laughing and stuff, but he started thinking like, I don't think, I have a feeling like the future's gonna be great, but I feel like something's bad gonna happen. These children's gonna get abducted. Like, if only they can, be a little bit older, not as like, teenagers or anything, but like as more like kids. They can like walk and talk and they're intelligent. Which this is where the kids start to grow in front of his eyes. Like they start to, grow and turn into much older kids. Not as teenagers or anything, but like as more like, you could say, preschoolers. You could say, not toddlers, but preschoolers that can talk and write and stuff. And they pretty much all grow up and they start saying, "Dad, is that you?" Which, well, no, they don't say, "Dad, is that you?" They pretty much say, "Dad," and they run up and start hugging. And they go saying, "What the hell just happened?" Which this is where awful one and All Might saying, ah, honey, you fine? Look like I see you cook some food, which they both look and says, what the? Deku says, I can't explain, I think, which they pretty much is confused in their accent. They're pretty much confused and they're trying to see how did they grow old, a little bit older, which All Might and Awful One said, look like we need to buy some kids' clothes then, which Deku started laughing. Now, before that, they pretty much, have the kids, dressed in whatever clothes All Might had. You could say All Might, little costumes and stuff. And they start dressing up in that. And Awful One created her own, outfits for them. And they put on the outfits. And they're pretty much sitting at the table eating. And Deku's saying, so, what y'all remember? And they pretty much saying, well, we remember hearing you saying that you wish that we was a little bit older and like a little bit older as kids, and we can like make sure to call y'all or like tell y'all where we at because you had a feeling that something's bad gonna happen in the future, and we're gonna get attacked. Something's gonna attack us, or we're gonna get abducted, so we can contact you. Which Jack is saying, oh yeah, I did say that. Which Awful and All Might saying, why you didn't tell us this? You was worried about something bad would happen. Which Deku says, I know, I'm sorry, but I just have this feeling in my gut that something's crazy is about to happen that I don't know. Which Awful and All Might is pretty much saying, huh? If you say so, but make sure to tell us next time if you're really worried. Which Deku says, I will, honeys. Now, pretty much the kids are eating and they're pretty much saying that can they go to an ice cream place? Which Deku says, how do you know about ice cream place? Which they says, we're just smart. We just know everything. Which Deku says, oh, I think I gave him quirks. Which Deku says, all right, we're going to get ice cream, all of us as a family. But first we're going to eat our food and then we're going to go to the ice cream store and then we're going to do some training with our quirks. Which they all started saying, yay, we're going to go train with Father. Now, they're pretty much done the eating and go get some ice cream and start training with our quirk. Now, Deku says, okay, let's train with quirks. And he starts saying, wait, I got to give him names. Now, he starts with Awful and saying, okay, honey, I'm going to pretty much name our children now. Would you let me do it? Which All Might and Awful and saying, of course. I mean, and All Might say, oh, sorry, he was talking to you, which, Awful was saying, it's okay. Which she says, of course. Now, Deku pretty much looks at his children. He looks at his you could say his three children, his three girls, and he says, okay, let me see. Now, one has galaxy eyes. You could say stars and stuff. He says, I'm going to name you Galaxy. I'm going to name you Hope. And you're going to be Dreams. Which the three girls are saying, I'm Hope, I'm Galaxy, and I'm Dreams. Yay! Which, they're excited now. Deku goes to pretty much All Might and says, will you love me? Which she smiles and, blushes and says, of course, honey. Which, she leans in for a kiss. Now, Deku looks down at the children and he sees them have, unique hair. Now, one is right there, and Deku pretty much named him as one as Mizuku. And All Might, she smiles in other happiness because, he named, one of them as his name. You could say Mizuku Minervi. And the other one is right there. He pretty much sees her and she's pretty much, creating an apple. And he thinks of, I think I want to name you Eve. Which, she smiles and says, I like that name. Now, pretty much Deku says, alright, let's do the quirk trading. Deku says, let's see what y'all got. Which Eve says, I go first. And she pretty much touched the ground and she forms life. You could say life. And you can see electric on the tree. Which Deku says, what did you do? Which she says, well, I pretty much formed two of my quirks together, which is, I think, one for all, and and pretty much nature, which Deku was saying, huh, let me try this out, and pretty much try to punch the tree as hard as can to poke a hole, and it doesn't. It's very strong. And Deku says, okay, try to trap me, which she says, okay, and pretty much like stumps on the ground and forms a cage, which Deku is stuck and can't get out, saying, wow, impressive, daughter. Impressive you, which she says, oh, thank you, and pretty much, creates another apple and eats it. Now, this is where Mizuku, you could say, girl Mizuku says, can I try out my quirk? Which Deku says, yes, of course, we're going to try out your quirk, which she pretty much forms, uh, lava on her right side, on the right side of her leg. You could say magma, and forms smoke in her other side of her leg. And she starts to do a, you could say, like a scorpion kick or a Liu King kick at Deku. Well, Deku created clones, and she pretty much does a two. She does a two kick, and then she does a two kick and does a backflip up in the sky, and then she does magma, magma crush, and pretty much crushes the thing with magma. And says, "Wow, amazing!" And she says, "I'm not finished yet. Smoke." And throws the smoke down with the magma, and the combination of the smoke and magma causes you could say a massive explosion, and blows up. Pretty not too loud, but pretty loud. And Deku says, "Wow, the combination of these quirks is amazing." Which she said, "Thank you, thanks, father. I heard it." Which, all the other kids say, "No fair. Why you have to, you know, compliment her quirk? We haven't showed us our quirk yet too." Which Deku says, "I mean, Ray, sorry." Which he says, "Wait, how you know that?" And then they says, "Well, we have telekinesis, I believe so we can hear your thoughts and mom thoughts too." Which, why y'all think, moms, why y'all thinking about riding on Deku? Which they blushes and says, "Get out of our head." Which Deku was saying, "Mm." Now, clearly, Deku is, going to the other children and saying, "All right, let me see what y'all got." Which Galaxy says, "Okay," and she pretty much like you could say like summons a paintbrush in a book, or you could say, well, not anything, and she starts to paint, and she starts to create things, and she creates this knight, which the knight takes off his helmet. It's like Deku, and Deku says, "Huh, it looks like me," and he says, "Yeah, father, you're like a knight to me, who always protect us." Which he pretty much form his sword, and he creates it with the you could say full cowling, and he does it slice. He says full cowling slice, and he slices the thing, the mechanic, which destroys it. And he says, "Wow, amazing!" And she says, "I'm not done yet." And she pretty much you could say rip a space thing to outer space, and starts to summon stars, and the stars start crashing down on the mannequin, and Deku is really amazing, saying, "Wow, this other wow, like these quirks are like new and powerful." Which, she says, "Well, thank you, Dad." Which Deku says, "You're welcome." Now, this is where you could say the rest of the children, which I think you got Galaxy, uh, hmm, Galaxy, Hope, and Dreams. Yeah. Okay. So the next one is Hope. Now, Hope is pretty much is she's saying, "Well, can I show you my quirk, Dad?" Which Deku's saying, "All right, let me see." Which she pretty much said says, "Well, I see you're injured. Can I please, you know, hold your hand?" Which Deku says, "Of course." And she heals it instantly. Which Deku was saying, "Oh, wow, you have healing capabilities." She says, "Well, I can do more, but can I pretty much can you close your eyes?" Which Deku says, "Yeah, sure." Now this is where she breathes in, and she starts to you could say start fire like a phoenix, and he starts saying, "Wow, you're bright. You're like a phoenix." Which she pretty much smiles and says, "You like my quirk?" Which her quirk can do many capabilities. You will see later on, and pretty much she's calms down and calms her. Now this is where you could say Dreams comes in and says, "You ready for my dad?" Which uh, Deku says, "Okay, let me see." And she pretty much says, "You already seen it," which Deku says, "Seen what?" I don't see it. And she pretty much creates, you could say, a monster thing, which Deku was afraid of. He has a unfair quirk, but she pretty much breaks through that fear quirk, you could say. And he's pretty much saying, "Oh, it's a thing," and they're saying, "You're afraid of that thing," which it's a we're gonna say it's a caterpillar slash clown, which Deku says, I was, you know, I'm not gonna be afraid of. Which she says, "Well, this is my quirk, dream sleep." Or can I say dream death sleep, which pretty much I could put anyone in a dream, which all y'all are all asleep right now, which I can see, and pretty much if I kill y'all in this dream, y'all can die in the dream, or I can pretty much give y'all happy dreams, which it can heal y'all or do many other things. Which Deku says, "Huh, amazing. So we're all sleeping right now." Which this is where she says, "Yeah," and she snaps her finger and everybody wakes up. Which Deku says, "Wow, so we was all asleep right now?" Which she says, "Yeah, pretty cool, right?" Which they're confusing, but was our quirks real? Which Deku says, "Yeah, before she put us all to sleep, we didn't notice, but yeah, all your quirks was there." Which they're all saying stuff. Which Deku says, "All right, well, does anyone want to eat and stuff?" Which they says, "Yeah, let's eat again." Which Deku Samasa says, "Ha, well, I'm gonna be a great father." Now, next day, pretty much Deku's at school, sitting down at his seat, pretty much reading his book. Oh, well, you could say reading his book. Not the next day at school. I take that back. Pretty much, he gets an offering from the heroes, and one of the heroes is from Inether, which she pretty much writes him a secret hand saying, come with me and my son, so I can train your quirk a little bit more better. You know, seeing we can get to Hano 101, which Deku, says, I mean, all right. I don't want her to tell, you know, Todoroki that I pretty much, had sex with her because I don't want him to be pissed off at me and try to kill me. Which he heads there and tells his two wives that he's going to be going to train with this and then she which uh which Alma says I want to train you, which uh and often was saying, yeah, I don't I don't go to school, but I want to train you too. Which the kids say, oh, that's gonna be gone for a while. Which Deku says, yeah, I'm gonna be gone for a while, but I'll be back. Now Deku goes there and he sees female Nether. Now Todoroki haven't come yet, and she pretty much you could say walks to Deku and pretty much grabs his grind and says, "You ready for round two?" Which Deku, can't resist because he's a male succubus. Goes in that action, does the whole deed again, you could say. Now, Deku and then is pretty much getting dressed, and this is where Todoroki comes in and says, "Hey, mom." She says, "Hey, son," and pretty much hugs him and says, "I'm sorry for what I did and caused." Which Todoroki says, "No, you're not." Which she looks at him with a serious look, says, "I'm really am sorry for what happened." Now, Todoroki, is about to, feel a little bit sad and stuff, but he says, "Listen, what training you want me to do?" Which she says, "Okay then," and does the training stuff. And Deku pretty much is there to pretty much train him to understand his half fire, half ice quirk combination and how to use it in his own manipulating ways and stuff. Now, pretty much, we're gonna switch to Tion, Tena, Tenyon, Tenan, Tenan. I'm just gonna say Naruto with glasses. I don't worry. I will remember. I will do his name better next time. Y'all can crucify me in this comment saying his name is this or Edon or Edon. I think Edon or Ledon or Edon. Pretty much, or yeah, y'all can crucify me, but pretty much I'm just gonna say his name wrong. Edon pretty much is in glasses. Getting mad. telling, pretty much saying that, calling Deku saying, "Can I talk to you personally?" Like, and he's getting angry. Saying, "Damn it, that hero stain killer have injured my brother. And now he can like never walk again." Which he's crying, getting angry. This is where Deku says, you know what? Let me go heal your brother, and then we can get the hero stain killer for what he did to your brother." Which, you know, this is at the time of training and stuff. Which you really can do that? Which, you know, Deku says, yeah. Now he finds, brother, and he pretty much heals him, fix all his bones and stuff. It pretty much gives him, a motion boost so it won't happen again, or his bone will fracture. Now he's pretty much waking up saying, did you, who, who are you? Which Deku says, well, hello, my name is Mizuka Midoriya. You can call me Deku. I healed your wounds and pretty much fixed all your bones. And can you please tell me what you last saw of the hero stain killer? What he looks like? Can you give me all the information? But she says, alright, I guess I can give you this and help me. Now he tells Deku all the information, including his brother. And Deku pretty much is walking out with, I'm telling him, listen, if you see him, do not engage with him. I don't want you to die. Because if your brother is correct, this is a hero killer. He will kill you. So don't do anything stupid. Which he says, alright, I will. Now, pretty much, Deku is you could say, if I messed up on the parts of like if it was the Force Festival, then it wasn't like if it was like the camp, then the hero killer stain arc. I'm just gonna put that right there, and then I'm gonna put the camp. All right. So if I search some parts in, my bad, but let's just go with it. All right, because now Deku is pretty much going back to Nether, and she's pretty much running up to Deku saying, "Oh, Deku, you back?" Which Deku's saying, "Oh, hey," and she's wearing her sexy exercise outfit, saying, "Huh, what's with all the look?" When she said, "Oh, I was kind of waiting for you to come back, you know, so we can get one-on-one part training." Which she says, "Todoroki is not here right now, so can we get our one-on-one training?" Which Deku says, "All right, let's train them." And they're doing hand-to-hand combat, and little do you know, it kind of get a little bit overrated, and they have sex again. And I know what you're saying. Did Deku get her pregnant? And the answer is no. Psych, I'm joking. He got her pregnant, my guy. My man's getting all the heroes pregnant if he has the option. All the female girls pregnant. If he's pulling in, bro, he ain't pulling out. He's getting them all pregnant. Gotta get them all. But pretty much, you know, and that is pretty much laying down. You could say, you could say Deku cum load is coming out slowly, and I'm just gonna give a little detail right there. That's how the sex was. Imagine it in your brain. Do whatever with it. Use your imagination. Make art of it. Send it to me. I ain't gonna hate. I'm gonna be like, ooh, damn, this is some good art. Now, pretty much, Deku is putting a blanket over her. Created a blanket and put it over her, saying, give her a kiss on the head and saying, have a good sleep. And this is where Todoroki comes in, and he says, where's my mom at? Which Deku says, well, she's pretty much went out somewhere and stuff. Do you want to come out and eat with me? Which Todoroki says, yeah, sure. Now, they're going out to eat and talking and stuff. Pretty much having the meal and stuff. And he's pretty much, talking honest with Deku, saying, listen, I'm glad that you're here because, to be honest with you, it's kind of be awkward to be with my mom by myself after what she did, which Todoroki pretty much explains the whole deal and how his dad, you know, pulled the, you could say, meme, egg bacon grits, vegetables on him and did the, and Todoroki was doing the, all that crap, but yeah, pretty much he's explaining the whole deal and how he got the scar and stuff, and Deku said pretty much touches his, you could say, side of his face and heals his scarred up wound, and his face looks completely normal now. And he's pretty much, blushing, saying, doing a little blush, tiny blush, and says, what the hell, why did you put your hand over my left eye for? Or right, I believe so. And he pretty much says, well, I healed it, so you don't have to be scarred with the past. Which he pretty much, Deku creates a mirror and shows him, and he says, I'm normal. I'm not having the scar no more. Which he start crying, and he pretty much hugs Deku, saying thank you. Which Deku says anything. Listen, this don't. You're gonna get mad at me later. Which Todoroki says I can't possibly get mad at you. Which Deku says, all right, well I'm going to pretty much go. And this is where he gets message from his mom in Nether, and she explains to Odell and pretty much is saying that her and Deku been, you could say, seeing each other, which Todoroki gets, you could say, 50% mad, and he says, Deku, which Deku says, oh, time for the run, which you could say Todoroki is coming after him with, hell blazing at both his Kirk combination. Now, we're gonna, continue a little bit more because let's show the fight between Stain and against, you could say, female Stain and Deku. Now, pretty much we're gonna say the no move attack at the thing. We're gonna say they kind of switch plans. Instead of attacking the camp right now, they're going to switch their plans to attack the cities and stuff with the gnomes and stuff. Now Deku and all the heroes and stuff, and this is the Stain arc, and this pretty much is killing all the nobles and stuff, and stopping, which Deku is getting all the quirks and stuff, and he's like feeling it, saying, I see this quirk, and he's merging them together, making combos and stuff and all that stuff. And this is where you could say Deku senses a powerful quirk, or the location of the quirk, and it's blood coral, and it tells it in his head, which it tells all the abilities of what it can possibly do, only which Deku realized that he senses his friend quirk, which is Idon or Tidon or Sunon. I can't even. Yeah, I can clue about me. I will learn how to pronounce the name. All right, but pretty much, he senses him in trouble, and he's pretty much on the ground, and he's pretty much explaining like if he can never walk again and stuff, but since my friend Deku, is changing his social, since my friend Deku healed my brother, now he can walk, but I'm still here to kick your ass and in you, which saying, she's pretty much saying, oh, and doing all this, which saying she doesn't give a damn, like he doesn't have the right to pretty much be healed up because he's pretty much not a hero. He just been doing it for the fame and stuff. He's not helping people, which this is where Deku comes in and pretty much start clapping his hands, like this. Wow, your speech is real motivational. Which, and Stan looks at Deku, she pretty much says, look like another hero wannabe. And Deku says, if you think. And he pretty much does his full counting, and Blitz is about to blitz Stain, so Stain pulls out the knife and about to cut Deku, which Deku, backs up from you could say Stain, but gets cut, and she pretty much licks her knife from the cut. And Deku is pretty much, standing still saying, and she's pretty much saying, what, how's my quirk is not working on you, which Deku's saying, oh, you thought it was going to work on me? Yeah, that's not going to work. Which she pretty much charges at her, and pretty much, you could say, both of them teleport out of there. And Deku pretty much saying, now since we're alone, let's get it started. Which, you could say, Stain says, I wouldn't have it any better, and pulls out her knives and starts charging at Deku, throwing knives and stuff, trying to, you could say, go for the kill. And Deku's pretty much dodging the knives, and you could say, doing a little bit of Ultra Instinct, play that song a little bit in your head a little bit. Now, as he's dodging all the attacks and stuff, and pretty much backing up and doing flips and stuff, and he pretty much, pushes her back and stuff and says, you might as well give up. It was a shame if I knock you on your ass and put you on the ground, which she's pretty much saying, shut up. And this is where, she goes in, but instead of like backing up when Deku attack, she goes for a full leap, and Deku feels unexpected, and she stabs him in the chest. You could say 2 stabs on his chest, and Deku pretty much laying there, you know, doing the not coughing up blood, but just coughing up, saying, "Damn it!" And she's pretty much there. You could say licking Deku blood by the side, and pretty much saying, "Huh, look like I got you." Which this is where I'm gonna say another effect of the succubus. If anyone licks the succubus blood or taste of that succubus blood that they damaged or cut, they get extremely overwhelmed and horny for that one succubus and want to, take my virginity or, have it with me. Now, Stain is a virgin because they never said Stain got bodies. They never said that. So this female Stain is a virgin. She's pretty much groping herself on the ground, saying, "Oh, make it stop! I want more." And this is where Deku takes out the knives of his chest, saying, "Are you sure?" Which she pretty much saying, "Yes, take me." Which this is where Deku pretty much, you could say, do the deed. Now I'm going to put in a little bit of details in this since I missed out and not did a couple of videos. This is for you, my guys and girls, if y'all wanna ever thought about this. Deku pretty much you could say lift up Stain and takes off her clothes and pull down his pants. Now this is where he gropes her boobs and pretty much twizzling the nipples of her boobs, and she moans even harder and getting more wet. This is where Deku puts his penis in the vagina and goes in and out. You could say penetrating it. Now you could say blood is coming out and showing, which it's not hurting, but it's even more pleasure. And as Deku is saying, I'm about to, you could say COM. I'm just gonna spell it out because I'm not gonna say it. He nuts in that. You could say nuts in that song. Now, as he pulled out, you could say the things. You could say the cum is flowing out, and pretty much she's passed out. Now, Deku is pretty much saying, this is not intended. I was supposed to capture her, but I ended up having sex with her. Damn it. Now, Deku realizing that he pretty much got her pregnant because we all know his pull-out game is not that strong. Like he can control it, but he doesn't. He just wants to get all the girls pregnant he likes. Now, Deku is pretty much saying, well, shit, and pulls a blanket over Stain and leaves her a note and pretty much uh you know goes away. Now, Deku goes away pretty much, saying, well, I gotta pretend I have cuts and stuff. And he pretty much holds his side saying, I had to get out. She was too powerful. And, this is where Todoroki comes in and says, oh my god, Deku, are you alright? And the other, and All Might comes in and they're pretty much asking, like, oh my god, are you alright? And, including Neva, and they both look at each other. They look at it with squad, but they pretty much look at Deku and asking if he's alright and stuff. Is he hurt? And off when, like I said, she has some cameras around and says, oh my god, is Sonny alright? Should I go? Which she says, no, I need to stay here just in case if anything else happened with my young disciple. Because, she's keeping an eye on her disciple because her disciple wants to, you could say, adopt the children to train as his own to pretty much to go against Deku and to you could say murk him. But he's going for all Might's children, not all for ones, because it's not gonna work. If any of her children missing, she can hear it by, you could say, my ways and can murk his ass. But pretty much you know All Might is there holding Deku, and Deku is saying, yeah, I'm alright, I just barely survive and stuff, all that. Now this is where we switch to, you could say, Stain, and she wakes up pretty much putting on her clothes and stuff, and she sees a note which Deku says, if you I'm sorry that I left you like this, but I had to leave to alert them that to make sure that they don't try to keep look for you and to take me to hospital to see if I'm alright. Which this is where Stain smiles and says, huh, looks like he has feelings for me, and smiles and says, well, this will be delightful, licking her knife and putting it away and pretty much heading off. But she reads the rest of the note and saying, oh, if you're pregnant by me, just make sure to call this number and let me know. I take full responsibility. And he says, XOX, P.S. You was kind of the best sex I ever had. and she, blushes hard. Now, Deku's pretty much at the hospital, which, his children comes in, and pretty much Hope comes in and heals him, you know, which Deku is, making the wounds a little bit hard to heal, but because he can control his wounds and where they should, and he's, trying to have his child to be happy that she's doing her best to heal him, and he's saying, "It's okay. I thank you, child, I thank you, Hope, for really giving me hope and stuff." And she, smiles real hard, like really happy, crying, saying, "Thank you, Dad." Which she's thinking in her head, saying, "But I wish my quirk was like much stronger so he can heal much quicker." Which Deku makes himself be healing much quicker. He says, "Did your quirk improve? I'm healing much better now." Which she's smiling, saying, "Yeah." Now this is where Deku is pretty much sitting there, and All For One and All Might is pretty much asking like what happened, like specifically, and Deku is like, he tells everybody else to leave so he can tell them to, which everybody else leaves and stuff, including Hidan, because he felt bad for having Deku to ever fight with Stain to save his life. He's feeling guilty about that. And Todoroki, he goes up to him saying, "You're an idiot for trying to fight him by yourself, and you knew he wasn't strong enough. You didn't know about his quirk or what he can do." Which, he's feeling bad, crying and saying, "I know, I'm sorry, I didn't know she was this powerful. Like, I'm really stupid," which he says, "It's okay. It's fine. Like, you better hope he forgives you." Now, Deku is pretty much, telling All Might and All For One, saying, "Yeah, about the whole thing, other things another, and I got her pregnant," which they're pretty much, mad, mad at him. They said, "I'm disappointing you, husband. Yeah. Why you didn't do it with us? Why you didn't do it with us? Said it with another girl. You just like leaving us out?" Which Deku is saying, "What? I mean, I'm sorry." Which, he's thinking in his head like, "What?" But they says, "Next time if you're gonna do it with someone, bring us along." Which Deku says, "Right, I'm sorry." Now, this is part, you could say, 5 of What If Deku Was a Male Succubus. This is an hour long. Sorry about that, but I wanted to give y'all something to think on and watch. But I will work on the next couple videos and make like 6 videos today. Probably like 2 new ones or an old one. And this is pretty much What If Deku Was a Succubus, part 5, Male Succubus. I hope y'all guys enjoy. Remember, 80 likes if y'all want me to put in details of all the videos of sex in scenes and stuff, and I will put in details. I will make sure I will put in every nick and cranny of details, and I will push the boundaries. I will go beyond and ultra, my guy, of these sex scenes and stuff that y'all want to know and details, and y'all will get it all. All right, if y'all can get up to 80 likes and 100, and I will guarantee to do them in the next videos if y'all do that for me, okay? But I'm Keyshawn Uchiha. Thanks for watching, and peace out.